All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're talking about something absolutely essential for any service business, building that digital welcome mat. The kind that doesn't just get people in the door, but makes them want to stick around for good. If you're running a service business, you know this struggle. You do fantastic work, but finding a steady stream of good customers can feel like a total roller coaster. It really all boils down to one big question. In this crazy online world, how do the right customers actually find you and choose you over everyone else? It wasn't that long ago that the answer was pretty simple, right? It was all about word of mouth and maybe a big ad in the yellow pages. But wow, the game has completely changed. Today, your welcome mat isn't on the sidewalk, it's digital. People are finding you through Google searches, they're checking you out based on social proof, and they're making their final decision because of online reviews. This isn't some passing trend. This is the new reality. So if we're going to win in this new environment, we have to understand the exact path a customer takes. We're going to follow their journey, step by step, all the way from being a complete stranger to becoming your most loyal client. This whole journey really breaks down into three simple stages. First, you've got to attract them. That's all about just getting found in the first place. Next, you need to engage them, which is where you build the trust that makes them pick up the phone. And finally, you have to retain them, turning that one job into a long-lasting relationship. So let's start at the beginning. Okay, stage one. This is all about visibility. When someone grabs their phone and types in plumber near me or landscaper in Austin, you absolutely have to be there, right at the top. This is your first digital handshake, and it is critical. The fancy term for this is geo-advertising, but don't let that fool you. It's a simple idea. It's not about shouting your message to the whole world. It's about whispering it to the right people, in the right places, at the exact moment they need you. It's how you become the obvious local choice. So how do we make that happen? Well, it starts with local SEO, making sure your name, address, and phone number are exactly the same everywhere online. Then you layer on targeted ads on places like Google and Facebook. You back that up with content that's specific to your local area, and you actively manage your online reviews. And the golden rule? Make sure everything works flawlessly on a phone, because that's where this all starts. Now, here's a really important heads up. You have to be patient. Sure, you can run an ad and get clicks tomorrow, but building that solid organic ranking, that's a marathon, not a sprint. You're probably looking at a good 3 to 6 months of consistent work before you really start to see that steady flow of local customers. So the big takeaways for getting found? They're simple, but they're so powerful. First, be obsessive about having consistent business info. Second, create content that speaks to your local community. Third, remember that every single positive review you get is basically free marketing. And finally, never ever forget your customer is searching for you on their phone. Awesome. You won the Near Me search, and a potential customer clicked on your site. That's fantastic. But the job's only half done. Now we have to go from just being an option to being the only option they'd consider. This is all about building trust. And your main tool for this job is social media marketing, or SMM. Now, this isn't just about running ads. It's about using platforms like Facebook and Instagram to show off your expertise, your values, and your results, to make people feel totally secure about choosing you. And this really requires a mindset shift. For a service business, social media is not about going viral. The goal of every single thing you post should be to build confidence. You want a potential client to scroll through your page and think, wow, okay, these guys really know what they're doing. I can trust them with my house. So what does that kind of content actually look like? Well, we're talking about powerful customer testimonials. We're talking about those dramatic before and after photos that just prove your value. Educational posts that answer common questions. Spotlights on your team that put a human face to your business. And, of course, short videos that explain what you do. I mean, just listen to that. A quote like this from a real client does way more to build trust than any ad you could ever run. Why? Because it's authentic, it's emotional, and it directly answers a new customer's biggest worries. Are they professional? Will they be on time? Will the work be any good? Now, to turn all this great content into actual leads, you need a strategy. First, use precise targeting to make sure the right homeowners see your stuff. Keep creating that content that builds trust. Optimize your ad campaigns for actual inquiries, not just likes. And critically, make sure you retarget those people who've shown interest but haven't quite reached out yet. And that brings us to the final stage. You've attracted the customer, you've done the job, and you did it well. But what happens next is what separates the good businesses from the great ones. It's about turning that client into a lifelong fan who brings you even more business. This is where you build real loyalty.
Just think about it for a second. For so many businesses, the relationship ends right here. The project's done, the invoice gets paid, and then crickets. This is such a massive missed opportunity. The work you do after the job can be just as important as the job itself.
And the difference a simple system can make is just night and day. Without one, you're constantly dealing with lost info, inconsistent messages, and missed opportunities. You're always reacting, but with a system in place, everything changes. Your data is all in one place, so you can offer personalized service. Follow-ups get automated. You can finally shift from being reactive to being proactive. And that system is a CRM, which stands for Customer Relationship Management. Now, don't let the corporate-sounding names scare you off. At its heart, a CRM is just a tool to help you remember and act on all those important little details about your customers. It's how you make them feel valued long after you've cashed the check. So how does it actually work? Well, a CRM puts all your communication in one place. No more wondering who talked to who. It lets you personalize your service because you remember key details about them. It can automate your follow-ups, maybe a 6-month check-in text. And it gives you the data to see what's actually working so you can keep getting better. Okay, let's put this all together, because these aren't 3 separate things you do. They're 3 interconnected gears in one powerful growth engine for your business. And this is the key takeaway. You attract customers who are already looking for you with smart geo-advertising and local SEO. You engage them and build solid trust with strategic social media. And then you retain them for life, turning them into your biggest fans with a powerful CRM. Each step just feeds right into the next, creating this amazing cycle of growth. And that brings us right to the final thought I want to leave you with. As you look at this 3-step engine, just be honest with yourself. Where's the weak link? Are you great at attracting people but then drop the ball on building trust? Or are you amazing at your job, but you let customers forget all about you the minute you drive away? Figuring out which step needs the most work? Well, that's your first step toward building a truly unstoppable service business. Thanks for watching.